scenes and stuff. And touching on that, like, what are some things that a broadcast manager can do for a streamer?
I think the easy answer right off the bat is take over the broadcaster's email account.
Which is a very, you gotta trust the person pretty well.
You do. There's a huge amount of trust there. And I always kind of give broadcasters shit for not, handing over those reins when they need to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I completely understand why, because, you've spent all this time building this thing up yourself, and that's not easy to let go of.
No.
But the next step is to let go of it, and handing over the reins to that email account, I think, is the number one thing. And I mean, we all know a lot of broadcasters struggle with replying on a timely manner. So having someone that can kind of do that for you, and instead of you handling all of these emails, the manager just cherry picks specific ones and says, here, these are for you. I got the rest. That alone is a big step.
It's editing out all the stuff that, as a broadcaster who doesn't have anybody as an intermediary, you're seeing everything, and it gets really frantic after a certain point. Sometimes that point is really early on in your career. It can be really variable. But you're getting bombarded by so much all the time. It occupies so much of your attention. It adds an extreme degree of stress after a certain point, and you have to do all the editing of that yourself. And you're seeing everything all at once. Everything is presented as though it has the same value. You have to figure out what's worth replying to. And some people will try and do it with everything. Other people end up doing it with nothing because it feels too overwhelming. Then a broadcast manager gets in there and goes like, here's the wheat, here's the chaff. Let's focus on making some flour. Let's do it.
Kind of in that same vein, one of the key things of a broadcast manager is essentially to give the broadcaster more time.
Yeah.
Because, anyone that is a broadcaster knows that it is an all-encompassing, overwhelming job at times where you literally have no free time. So a broadcast manager can take a lot of that off of a broadcaster's plate.
And also, like, I know some people in chat are freaking out, like, oh God, my email, I don't want to give that up. But like, another thing that you can do is just like, when you form this relationship, is to create a new email address.
Absolutely.
Change that over, and that way you guys share that common email versus, let's say you've had your business email for 3 years and you're not gonna just give over all of your contacts, emails, and everything to someone. Like, just create a new email that's like a business email. That is something that like is a instant portal for the manager, and then from there, that person can forward you to your personal email.
Yeah, another alternative to that is for the broadcaster to essentially create email forwarding with specific tags within the inbox. So any, email that comes in with the address at ubisoft.ca automatically gets tagged with Ubisoft and automatically gets forwarded to the broadcast manager. So there are a lot of ways that you can do that.
These are the sorts of things too, I think that, judging from our experience, you and I together, these are the things that you tell me to do.
Yeah.
So, I think that also that's an important point to make about broadcast management. It totally is a minor extension off of what you said earlier, which is defining your own role and what you're going to do as a manager for the stream. That also includes finding and pushing the ways in which it can be streamlined onto the broadcaster, instead of expecting the broadcaster to tell you all the ways in which you can help them and all the ways in which you're going to be streamlining it for them. You've got to find those ways. You've got to see and enforce how to streamline a lot of that stuff yourself, which requires a lot of research. And
it does.
Yeah, a lot.
One of the big things about the broadcaster and manager relationship that I feel like Hunter and I have really kind of nailed down over the years is the manager should kind of make up for the broadcaster's weaknesses, and the broadcaster should make up for the manager's weaknesses.
Yep.
And kind of at the beginning, it's up to the manager to find that adaptation, because you aren't going to force the broadcasters to suddenly change how they're approaching everything. So finding that work within those weaknesses and then adapting and evolving from there is a big part of it.